Hey everyone, it's Megan from Bookish Delights. In today's video, I figured I would do a little reading vlog. I had a few other different plans for videos, but I really just want to read, so I figured doing a little reading vlog for today would be the best way to go. So I'm reading 2 books currently. I am about 75% through Restore Me by Tahara Mafi, and I'm listening to this on audiobook, so I should be done soon. I really enjoy listening to audiobooks and follow along with the physical book, especially if I'm annotating it. I'm not sure if you can see. You can kind of see my tabs. Yeah, this is one of my favorite series. I've spoken about it before in my life. This has an interesting turn of events roughly halfway through, and I couldn't put it down, but I had to go back to work. I was on my lunch break as everything was like unfolding. And then the next book that I'm reading is You Only Love Me When I'm Suffering, and this is poems by John Lupin, who is the Poetry Bandit. I guess that's his like handle on different social medias. There's some really good poems in here that I'm really liking. I am highlighting stuff. I'm not tabbing it. I don't really tab poetry books. I don't know why. I just highlight the poems that I like or some lines in poems. Yeah, I'm about 35 pages into it, so not too far along. I started it yesterday on my lunch break because I didn't really have a lot of time to really sit down and read this one. So these are 2 I'll be working on today. Hopefully I can get this one done and maybe about halfway through this one. So we will see. But first, I'm going to get something to drink. Maybe a French vanilla, and been kind of in the mood for some chocolate chip cookies, and we have some cookie dough out in the freezer, so I think that's what I'm going to do before I start reading. I got my coffee. I did French vanilla and half of hot chocolate mix, so mocha-ish. And I going to, oh, that lighting right over my head, not good. I'm just gonna put some cookies in the oven. So we buy these at our local grocery store, already portioned out for cookies. We cut them in half because like it's actually like a lot of cookie dough in the one portion. So I think it comes with 12 in the bag, so you get 24 cookies. So yeah, let's make some cookies. Surprise, my battery is dying, so that needs to be charged, but the cookies are in. I have my mocha coffee French vanilla thing. I don't know. I've been really into putting hot chocolate into my French vanillas lately, so I'm going to keep reading this and listen to the audiobook. As I was saying, oh, laundry needs to be done. We're gonna sit over here. Yep. I was like in the middle of saying my train of thought lately has been like non-existent. So yeah, I've been really liking listening to audiobooks while following along with the physical book, because I don't know, I just like seeing, or I just like hearing the narrator's perspective of how she would read the story, and like how her emotions are being portrayed in this as she's reading it. So yeah, and it just helps me read books a little bit faster because I'm kind of a slow reader, but I am a faster listener. So before my battery dies, I am going to start listening to my book. I'm listening to it on Scribed. Yes. Yeah, I'll check back in when the battery is charged or when I have an update. Back. I finished Restore Me by Tara Maffey. This is book 4 of the Shatter Me series. Shit hit the fan. I'm not sure if you're able, I'm trying to get like a good angle, but you can see I did tab it quite a few times. I don't really have a color code that's like kind of like a loose color code, but for this one, all of the blue tabs were more like intense scenes, and that started happening a lot towards the middle and then like a little bit in the end. I encourage everyone to pick up Shatter Me. I'm not gonna say too much about this book because it is book 4. I don't want to spoil anything like I mentioned earlier. Also, I still don't have my room painted, so ignore that. I am working on it. So a little bit about Shatter Me. The main character, Juliet, she has this lethal touch where she touches people and like not anything horrible, but like to like her skin is lethal. She can like grab hold of you, touch you like with one finger or whatever, and she can ultimately kill you or like seriously harm you. So she ends up being put into confinement and tortured for like experiments on her to figure out more about her power, and it kind of just follows along her journey into trying to figure out who she is and trying to control her own power, and basically like trying to get her to think and feel that she isn't this bad person and that she can use her powers for good, and that she can, like, she's trying to learn to control them after a while. And yeah, so this is just like a continuation on, like, I don't think there was much time passed between, yeah, no, I think it was only like a couple days passed between book 3 and Restore Me. Is book 3 Unite Me? Or is it I don't know. All the titles blur together. I can never remember which one is actually in what order they go. But yeah, no, it's a really good read. Shit did hit the fan towards the middle, and it just continued to develop into more chaos. I have to log this book for the Words and Whimsy reading challenge that I'm doing, and then Words and Whimsy is a worldwide popular book club on Facebook. And you can also follow them on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave all their links down below. I am a helper for the reading challenge, and I've recently become an admin for their junior book club. So they do have a Words and Whimsy Junior for kids up to ages 12, I do believe. So I do post some crafts over there because I know kids love crafts, and I also post little book recommendations and just help out with the challenge for the kids as well as the challenge. Well, I help it for both challenges. I'm going to do a whole separate video on Words and Whimsy just so you guys can know more about it. That will come at a later date. I still need to film it, and yeah, so it's just like a really fun book club. Like, you don't have to participate in the reading challenge, but the reading challenge is really fun, and it's a monthly reading game. But they also recently came out with a yearly reading challenge, which is like the 3 Degrees reading challenge. The 3 Degrees reading challenge is a list of, I believe, 75 prompts. So there's easy level, medium level, and hard level, and in total it equals to 75. And if you get all that done within a year, that means you have read 75 books. I'm attempting that. So far I have 4 books read in January, I believe. Yes, I'm going to update my bullet journal before I get into reading. So this is a bullet journal. This is the Michaels brand. I think it's Artist Laugh, and yes, I am just laying it on my pull out tray, and this is just my little organizer, but it works. So this is currently a blank page, but this is my books read in January, and I have a photo printer that I think I'm going to print off the book covers. I think that will be like a good creative page instead of just like listing the books. Or what I would normally do is I would draw like 9 or so boxes, and I would just write the book and the author in the box and then color the box in if I've read the book. So I'm just going to do a little update. I'm not sure how much of this you can see. Let me see if I can move you a little closer. So this is my spread for the Words and Whimsy reading challenge. So we have a list of prompts here, and as you see, I've already read 3 books. And then you can also do like freebies. We have some club reads over here, and we also do author chats, author interviews within the book club, and we also have some book discussions. I think so far we've talked about A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmermere, and then I can't remember what the other club reads are right now, because not all of these are club reads. I think it's A Curse So Dark and Lonely, Kingdom of the Wicked, which I can't remember the author, and maybe The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I believe those are the 3 club reads for this month. If you ever want like a flip through of my bullet journal, let me know, because I do gear it more towards a reading journal. For Restore Me, I put it as the prompt Damsel in Distress, and it is worth 20 points. So the reading challenge, you get put onto teams, and then so many points are worth 20 points, so many prompts are worth 20, so many prompts are worth 10, and then you get like a list of books that are worth 5 points for extra books that you want to read, and you just read for fun. And the team at the end of the month with the highest points win, but like there's no prizes or anything. It's just to help you guys be motivated to read and knock out some of those books in your TBR, but we also do tend to make your TBR list longer. So yeah, I read Restore Me, and I'm putting that as Damsel in Distress. If you can fit a book into this and you can come up with a reason why you think it fits this prompt, then we will take your word for it and you can log it as that. Like Clever as a Fox is another prompt here. It can be about a fox. Like it could be a shapeshifter that is a fox. You can take it as the main character or like a villain is very clever. You can read a mystery and the person who solves the mystery is really clever. Like maybe they weren't the investigator, like the main character wasn't an investigator, but they still figured out the mystery type thing. So you can really, it's really up to your interpretation. I think that's all I need to update for this page. I do have to figure out where I'm going to put this book to. This is a poetry book, so you can read graphic novels, you can read comics, poetry books, YA, middle grade, whatever you want, as long as the book is at least 80 pages. And if you're listening to an audiobook, the audio has to be at least 2 hours if there is no page count anywhere on Goodreads. I'm not sure where I would put this as, because we have Wish Upon a Star, What Big Teeth You Have, Clever as a Fox, When Kings Fall, and Never Laugh at Live Dragons. I could put it here because your book don't have to be about dragons. It can be about someone who's being bullied and they're finally standing up for themselves. A lot of poems in here are more like they're being down about themselves and all this, and I think towards the end of the poems it's more not really upbeat, but it's more full of hope, I think. So I could put it there, and I think that's where I will put it, because see, I don't do set TBRs anymore. I kind of just read what I feel like reading, and hopefully I can put it into my prompts. We're also doing a blind date buddy read in the book club, so this is the list of books that I sent in, and you have to give one of the admins a list of 10 books, and then they will match you with someone else who might have one of the same books on your list, and then it's a blind date buddy read. You have a month to read that book, so hopefully someone will have the same book. I do want to put maybe Cinder for Wish Upon a Star, because I'm pretty sure they are in space. Cinderella retelling, but I'm pretty sure it's in space, so this could be a good one there. Cinder is on my list for the buddy read, so I'm not going to read that yet. So I'm going to continue reading this while my dog naps behind me. I'm going to do like a little montage. the next morning I didn't update last night because I didn't bring my camera over to my nan's and I stayed there last night. Yeah, so I did finish reading You Only Love Me When I'm Suffering, this book of poetry. It's, how many pages? I think it's 187 pages. So I read them all last night, and I just realized that this was a bad spot to film. I'm on my floor, but I'm in front of my TV, and my TV is on, so you can see everything flickering, so sorry about that. So this is, at the start of the book, it talks about like loneliness and being lost, and there is some grief and loss and heartache, and then as the poems continue, it starts being more upbeat, well, not really upbeat, but more uplifting, and in the end it's more like, hey, you can get through this, you will be okay, things are going to be okay, just keep on keeping on. So I really liked it. I didn't tab it, but I did do a whole lot of highlighting. Here's the passage that I've highlighted. I've highlighted just like the title on some of them. Some other poems I would underline certain passages that I really liked, or I'd highlight the whole passage. Like, here's an example where I have the whole thing, the title is highlighted, but I also have a line going down saying that I still like this whole poem, but then the end here is what I liked the most type thing. So I have different methods of how I annotate or highlight stuff in my books. It probably don't make sense to other people, but it makes sense to me. So yeah, I really liked this poetry book. This is by John Lupin, The Poetry Bandit. Yeah, I would be interested to pick up more of his poems. Yesterday I read 2 books, or well, I read this one whole book because I think I only had like 10 pages read to begin with. And then I finished reading Restore Me, so I'll be on to Defy Me at some point. Hopefully I can get that read this month as well. I believe Defy Me is the 5th book by Tahara Mafi in the Shatter Me series. But other than that, I don't really know what I'm going to pick up next. I'm waiting to see what my buddy read will be, because I did talk a little bit about that in an earlier clip. So, hope you guys like this video. I am now off to edit and upload this, considering it is Friday, and I do try to get my videos out on Fridays. So, I hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon to receive any notifications for whenever I upload a new video. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or video suggestions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you next time.